Hello. Welcome back to the IFS Podcast Live Review. Let's crack this open. Oh, yeah. Gotta love that sound. I am welcomed once again by my live review co-host, Ed Grohl. Ed, say hello.
Hello, everybody. I just knocked the microphone off my desk, so I had to pick it up and gather myself. I just got my elbow caught in the stupid thing when I was coming up. Good to see everybody who joins us on these weird Fridays that now people are complaining about. I don't know, but hopefully this one will be fun.
Yeah, I get it. Thursdays might be better for people. But Fridays seem like fun, and you know what?
I'd say Fridays you get a little more behind the curtain with Ed and Bill because we get a little more looped than we normally would on a school night, as I would like to call it.
Yeah, I mean, we got 4 beers lined up again this week.
Yeah, that's because you went a little overzealous at the cooler today. But hey, who am I to complain?
I kind of just felt like, why not? Just try and get a tweet out there so people can get on and see us. I want to check these all out. So where were we? We went this evening to
Tattered Flag. Yep.
And the first beer we're going with tonight is Tattered Flag TMIPA, which is a homage to 3 Mile Island, and which is right up the river from where this brewery sits in Middletown, Pennsylvania.
I'm hoping if our beer review is good enough, Jimmy Carter will visit us. That'll be great.
You talk to him about his brother's beer, Billy Brew, right?
Oh, Billy Beer, yes.
Billy.
His brother was like the outcast of the family, and he was trying to just mooch off the fact that this is very 70s for anybody who's listening. But yeah, and he made Billy Beer, and that was famous for, I would say, literally 2 seconds before people were like, "Ooh, this blows."
Is Billy Beer craft beer? Would that count?
I'm gonna have to look that up, but at this point, from my knowledge of it, I'm calling it craft beer. I mean, it was like 1978, 79. So, I mean, the definition then was, do you make less than Budweiser? Yes, craft.
Okay. So this is a double India Pale Ale, double IPA, 7.7%. And let's just jump right in.
I do like that we have the cooling towers there. Only 2 are being used these days. So now we've had this beer in the past at Tattered Flag.
Yeah.
And I would say that this is, from my memory, and correct me if I'm wrong, I would say this is vastly different.
Yeah, they definitely changed it up. I'm still trying to get a beat on this one. So this is their flagship beer, their flagship IPA, TMIPA, which is a brilliant name. Plays well with the location. I like the can design. I like the label design. It's nice. It does have the little independent craft upside down bottle logo on there, which we all have thoughts about that. And it's got, I'll read from the can. From the banks of the mighty Susquehanna, we bring you this New England style unfiltered IPA. Just 3 miles upriver from the 3 Mile Island power plant, we electrify this double IPA with 4 hops, like the 4 cooling towers of TMI. Please keep cool and enjoy fresh. Don't hate on the environment. Please recycle. There you go. So I don't know if I'd call this a New England style IPA. Not for any reason other than the haze. It's not overly bitter. It uses Citra, Galaxy, Crystal, and CTZ hops. So in case you were wondering.
You can definitely taste the Galaxy come out of this, the sweetness. Not getting a whole lot of Citra. That's usually meant on the back end to balance out. But
yeah,
it smells a little. It smells a little grainy in the nose. If
Yeah,
I
I
could
agree
be
with that.
doing that wrong,
No,
but I think the mouthfeel is right there. I think the look is good. I think it definitely has the look, shape, and feel.
yeah,
I do know this is definitely not the TMI that we tried, what, a year and a half ago?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That was a totally different beer.
Yeah, this is definitely reformulated. In fact, we know it's reformulated because Dave Morrow, the new head brewer at Tattered Flags, told us it was. They're working on a lot of things there. He's brand new. He just stepped in as the new head brewer, and they're making some changes in their brew staff. And I'm guessing this beer is one of them. I will tell you, I'm enjoying this more than I recall the time that we had it. It was about a year ago. This time it's actually December of 2016 we had it, so a little more than a year ago.
Man, that seems so long ago. But yeah, I definitely don't remember it being. I don't remember having anything on tap at that time that tasted remotely like this.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what, the mouthfeel is up on this one.
Yeah, the mouthfeel is definitely good. It's silky smooth. One thing I would say, let the Galaxy come out, Citra back end, and you know, uh, tweak the hops a little bit. But I don't think this is bad at all. I really like this. It's not bad.
The CTZs, I'm picking that up in the finish. It's a little bit earthy back there.
It definitely does have a like a soily, like a peat type of flavor.
I really like that Columbus Zeus Tomahawk trifecta. I mean CTZ. I guess my understanding is that's a catch-all for those. I like those old school hops. I think it's interesting in this beer. I think it works well in the finish. I think the Galaxy is in there, but it's kind of getting lost. The Citra, I don't know if it really showed up to play. And that's not a knock on it from that perspective. I'm not really picking it up.
Yeah, it definitely is getting overshadowed in the mix there. Citra definitely has a flavor, personality, or profile that you can pick out, in a police lineup. This one seems to be getting buried a little bit. I love the Galaxy part of this. I think it definitely shines. The mouthfeel is spot on. That the carbonation is great on this too, which is tough when you start canning. Sometimes it takes you a while to dial that down, but no, I have no problem with this. I think it's good, and I think it's definitely what I would say a step up from what we had last time. That was called TMIPA from
Flag. Yeah. So looking into the live chat, if you're drinking with us tonight or just hanging out, please jump in and say hello. We have Joshua. Always good to have you back. Nicole, hello. Thanks for showing up, guys. Nicole says that someone is selling a 6-pack of Billy beer on eBay. Ugh.
For how we need to know a price, and if we can get, I'd say $200 together, I will drink that on air.
$200.
Yeah, I mean to buy it. I'm not saying like. I mean, if it's like Superman #1, I'm not buying it for.
We got a listener offering to buy it if we'll drink it on air. Oh, God help me.
I would say yes.
I don't know if I can drink a beer that's older than me.
I'm not sure that beer is older than me. So so we're right in the wheelhouse there where I'd say we should definitely. I mean, it's in a can. They didn't bottle the shit, right? They canned it.
Yeah.
I think we should. I mean, what's the worst that happens? You open it up and the Ark of the Covenant fucking ghosts come out and our faces melt off.
That would be the worst.
That would be the worst that happen. Don't look at it, Bill. Don't look at it. Dave's face.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Keep them shut.
Then we melt some Nazis. Everybody wins.
Everyone wins. Everyone wins.
And then those ghosts go on to Habitat for Humanity and they build a bunch of houses for people. Oh my God, the Jimmy Carter jokes are just coming. This is how old I am.
If I'm drinking it, do I have to worry about being attacked by a bunny and then having to like beat it with an oar? You know, that rabid bunny that attacked the president. God, it's $33.95 plus $28.12 shipping. It's almost as expensive to ship it as
where are you shipping it from? The fucking moon?
Well,
Jesus,
it's coming from 1970s. What do you expect? That's inflation.
I guess you need that plutonium to get the flux capacitor going. Oh my God, the old references.
God, well, we are old. So yeah. Speak for myself. I don't know. I like this beer. Josh had mentioned in there, I'd go in. I'd rather just have the Man Ghost from them. Man Ghost is not my cup of tea.
I ran out of Nexium earlier. So I was like, you know what? Probably shouldn't do ghost pepper chili. But I mean, I would do a bit on air if somebody wanted me to drink a ghost chili beer.
I think that beer is pretty well done for chili beers. Chili beers, I kind of burned out on them, pun intended.
They're really tough to pull off.
That one is not vegetable-y, and a lot of them can get really kind of vegetable-y in my mind. It's got just a little bit of heat, but the heat builds. It's a nice triple IPA. It's probably, I think they're probably most interesting beer.
My problem is if you're going to do a ghost chili beer, there should be a stout behind it to give it a different backbone. I don't think that you should have any type of clear beer with ghost chili in it. I think you're just begging for people to plant their face in a bowl of popcorn or pretzels or whatever. I think a stout, you can handle it. It'll give you the bite, but it'll also even itself out a little bit. So I don't mind it so much. I just an IPA just sounds like a little bit of an undertaking for me.
Yeah, it won the People's Choice Award at the Little Big Beer Fest, my recollection.
Oh, no shit.
You know that, or the Superman Ghost did? Josh mentioned that one in the chat. Yeah, I think they won 2 awards at Little Big Beer Fest this past time. Anyone who attended would be forgiven for not remembering exactly how that all went down. There was a lot of beer consumed at that party, and it was a lot of fun. My understanding is that they may be changing locations on that event this year. Do we have any updates on that?
I wish I did, but I don't. I will update accordingly as I am informed.
Yeah, it's the best event for Harrisburg Beer Week. Things are going to start coming to focus soon for Harrisburg Beer Week. And so we will be sure to have someone on to talk about that in the coming months. All right, let's turn back to Tattered Flag TMIPA.
All right.
It's giving me a nice little lacing here on the glass.
Yeah, definitely leaving some lacing. I love the mouthfeel on this. Really good. I am getting a little bit of now I'm just getting over a cold, so everyone bear with me. I'm getting a little tad of a vegetable-y flavor out of it on the back end here as we drink it and it warms up. But at the same time, I think this is smooth. I think this is close to what they're intending to do, and I think that they're right there. They're on the doorstep, and they just need to tweak the hops a little bit, and they're going to be like, this is balls to the wall good.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. Did you rate it yet? No, I gotta give the score. Okay.
I can do it. I'll tell you exactly what I'm thinking. Okay.
Okay. So here's where I'm at. I think that something that Dave preaches a lot about Northeast style IPAs is you don't use the C hops, right? And I'll be honest, I get tired of hearing him say that crap.
You can, if you use them as a dry or a bittering hop, you're fine. You cannot use it as the main hop or as a main hop.
I think that the CTZ is just being too prominent here for me to really consider this a Northeast style IPA. I think the mouthfeel is real nice. I think the color is pretty good. Um, I think the beer presents itself well. The nose is a little muted. I'd like to have something more come up out of it. The I like an earthy finish. I like a nice bit of dirt in my beer. A great example of that is Dead Reckoning. I love Dead Reckoning. Dead Reckoning is really earthy and kind of pungent and mushroomy in some
Really
ways.
good call.
Yeah, like I like those types of beers, and I like it here, but I'm not going to consider it to be in with that style. That I don't think a Northeast style IPA should ever be earthy. It can be dank, but it can't be earthy. That's my opinion. I'm not going to judge it on style. I'm going to judge it based on my enjoyment of this beer, and I'm going to give it a 7.
I'm right there with you, and I'm very pleasantly surprised getting this in the. Somebody clip this in the can. It's not at all what I expected that was going to come out of this can. It looks good. It looks the part. It feels the part. It's right where they want it to be. Couple tweaks, and this is going to be devastatingly great. And kudos to them for coming up with this. I really like it. It's not exactly where it should be, but I'm going to give it a 7.5. I'm going to go a half point above you. I really like this. I'm what I would say from our past experiences, I would say I am very pleasantly surprised. I really like this.
Yeah, I like what they've done here. I will say this. The one thing I want to see out of a brewery locally more than anything else really is growth. I want to see them, learn from their mistakes or change or grow, not grow as in more cans out the door, more money coming in. I want to see growth in their development of like the styles that they do and of quality and show me that you're learning stuff. One of the things I'll say about one of my favorites, a personal darling, is Columbia Kettle Works over there in Columbia, PA, not that far from Tattered Flags. Columbia Kettle Works, from the day they've opened, have consistently put out a better beer every single time I've gone down there. At no point did I feel like I saw them go backwards or put out a beer that was worse than the last one. They've expanded their breadth of styles while still being very true to what they consider to be their beer. And because of that, I will patronize them more frequently, and I talk them up like on places like this. So yeah, growth. And you know what? This is a beer that I think they've changed and they've altered. It's got a great branding for them, but they've I think made it better than it was before, which is good.
I would say for the better too. I mean, if somebody walks in and goes, "Oh, I want a TM IPA," from the first iteration of what we had to this, night and day. And this is something this is like a good doormat. You're like, hey, welcome in. This is our first IPA. Like, this is our IPA. Boom. It's really good. I'm not bad.
Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Let's switch up. I'm going to reach into the little Batman lunchbox, and what are we going to go?
God, I love that Batman lunchbox. Okay, hold on. Let me see what I have here.
We're going to go with the Galaxy.
All right, Galaxy.
Yeah, we're going to go with the Galaxy. All right, this is Shagalaxy or
Shagalaxy.
Shagalaxy. God.
Yeah, it's a I think it's a play on Sha Dynasty from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That would be my guess, but hold on.
Okay. Yeah, so this is a Galaxy IPA, I guess. Is an IPA with Galaxy and Citra throughout. That's how it's described.
All right. Again, let's see if where they put the Citra in this beer.
Hey, big. You know what? I give them a lot of credit. Galaxy's tough to get. It's an expensive hop to buy, but it's one of my favorites, and they're cracking it out in a couple of these beers. This one's in a 12-ounce can, by the way, with a not a bad label. Not as nice as the TMI label.
I do like the stars on this, though. I think that's pretty dope. But yeah, no, not bad.
I really like this TMI label. That one really worked for me.
The color scheme on that is just brilliant. The light blue. Oh man, we sound like we're homers now.
Yeah, a bit called worse.
That's true. This is no homers club. Here we go. Ooh, I'm using your roundabout glass here. Not your glass, but mine.
I love that glass.
Yeah, it's a brilliant glass. Ooh, look at the head and the color on that. My goodness, came out like a. Oh, that's brilliant. All right,
this one pours nicer than the TMI. I really like the color on this one.
Yeah, this one definitely has a lot of good body. Whew, carbonation looks good.
Nose is better on this one.
So I think it's similar.
No, the other one was more bready to me. This is more.
See, I still get a lot of bread, but I might just be having a stroke. So,
so I'm gonna give my palate a little rest here while you tap into that one. I do want to say that when we first got there this evening to Tattered Flag, we each ordered a beer. You ordered one ahead of me, but then we each ordered a pint of the Weekend at Mar-a-Lago.
Yes.
A little take on a Trump reference there. It was a lactose-infused IPA. And
it said double IPA, and I might be remembering this wrong. In parentheses, lactose.
Yeah. And I was like real excited to check it out. Okay, weird beer. Weird beer always is interesting to me. And it was not good. And I was like, oh shit. We Houston, we have a problem here. What are we gonna do? It did not work. I didn't finish it, neither did you. It was really not good. But then I got the sour IPA, and I'm like, okay, things are turning around a little bit. You ordered the you gave up on beers. You switched from missiles to guns and went with the what was it again? A White Russian, but it was a twist.
It was a White Russian with their salted caramel vodka.
Yeah, that was really good.
It was really good. And I will say, full disclosure, I did send back that Mar-a-Lago IPA. It just wasn't. I didn't think it was any good. I didn't like it. I will say, though, that White Russian was brilliant. I enjoyed the shit out of that thing. And I only knew because a woman down the bar had ordered it. And I asked, I go, what did she order? And he goes, well, it's a White Russian, but instead of like normal White Russian, I put our, salted caramel. And I go, ooh, that sounds great. But since you were coming and I ordered us both the same beer, and neither of us liked it. And, it happens, whatever. Yeah, no, that White Russian was very good. It was really good. Now, I have not had the chance to taste their liquors on their own. That's my first mixed drink with their liquors, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it had a nice frothy head. It was nicely presented. It was a really pretty mixed drink. And it tasted fantastic. I thought it was really good.
I did look like a prim lady when I ordered that drink. And I know that you were probably chomping at the bit to just bash me for it. But no, it was it was every bit. It was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was of everything I've had there. I had one meal there, which was pretty good. I've had a couple of beers there. And that mixed drink was the one where I was like, okay, that's exceptional. If I were to take a lady out and want to show her a good time, order a couple drinks, I would say, hey, get the White Russian here. You'll have a good time.
I'm just saying, if you want to take me out for a night on the town, I'm down. I'm a single lady. We can do this.
Yeah. Josh says the beer garden here in Hershey gets sample bottles of liquor from them, and I've had the chance to sample them, and they're doing good work with their spirits. There you go. So, the Stillworks that they've got there is, I think it's a little bit of a differentiator for them, and probably a smart idea. So they got a great space.
I do think that they initially were trying to do too much too fast. I mean, before they even had a sign on the building, they're like, "Oh, we're a distillery too," and you're like, "You might want to rein things in a little bit." But hopefully they, slow down a little bit and say, "Hey, all right, let's get the beer right. Let's do this right. Let's do this right." Not that I'm a successful business owner or anything, but at the same time, it's as a consumer, you can sort of sometimes tell that you get a little overexcited and put the cart before the horse at times.
Yeah. First couple sips on this one, the Galaxy. It's a little bit more prickly than the other one. I kind of like that. Body is thinner. And this one, I'm picking up the Citra here. I mean, it's for me, it's right there at the front.
I'm getting very little Galaxy, mostly Citra. Now, would I ever base an entire beer on Citra? I don't know. It's a good flavor. I just don't know if I would use it as the backbone. But this one seems a little thinner than the TMI, which is strange.
This is thinner.
Yeah. Mm. Is it less alcohol? Am I just stupid?
I don't know.
I mean, we know I'm stupid, but
it is 6%.
Oh yeah, so it is. Okay, so that makes sense then.
So, a couple things about Tattered Flag. Veteran-owned brewery, veteran-owned and operated. It is part of their branding. It's part of their decor. That when you walk in there, it is. I think it's a differentiator for them in some ways, and I think it's an honest. It's an honest way of putting yourself into your business. They're saying this is who we are. This is what's important to us. They have a process there or a program where you can buy a vet of beer, and basically it's a chip system. You buy a beer, they have vet beers there. If you're a veteran, come in, get a free beer. And that's great. These are important things. We have a volunteer military. We need to support our men and women who do that. And I think that businesses like this that are able to differentiate under that process, by saying we are veteran owned, that's great. I think it's an important way to show what's important to them. Because look, it's not just all about beer. There's a social aspect to all this, and I think it's pretty cool that they got it. I also think their space that they have there in Middletown is really good. If you're up there on the third floor, they have this one room where if you look out, you can see all the way down the Susquehanna and see TMI, which is very cool. It's at a great spot right in the middle of town, and if it hasn't caught on already, and I don't know if it has or has not, when it does, it's gonna be great because it's a great location.
Yeah, the location is good. I'm not from that part of town, so I'm not too familiar with anything in the town. But you can just tell it seems like a centerpiece. I mean, it's that Alfred's Victorian's like a half block away. They got the Brownstone Cafe right there. That's a murderer's row of great places to go for a good time. And it's good to see everything improving and doing well down there. And what's the is it the Blue Room that we went to?
Blue Room,
yeah. Yes. And then you got the dive bar. You could just go half a mile away and just go to the Blue Room and have a time. I love that.
Yeah. So if I was to do the tour of Middletown, I would pre-game with some beers at Tattered Flag, go up to Alfred's Victorian and have dinner.
I'd sit in the alcove and have the escargot French bread escargot bowl.
Yeah, that with the salad that they do tableside.
Oh, yes. Brilliant.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Then go to the Brownstone and get their chocolate cream pie, which is like this tall, and it's
Come
unbelievable.
on. Oh, man. That's
Oh,
good.
it is unbelievable. It's so good. And then nightcap, go down to the Blue Room and just pound down some Miller Lights.
I'm saying Miller High Lifes at this
Yeah.
point.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. High
Yeah.
Lives.
High
Yes.
Lifes. High Lifes.
Okay.
You gotta get the girl on the moon.
All right.
If you want the girl on the moon, ask for the girl in the sun. That's what I say.
There you go. Josh is currently taking notes. Josh, if you do the tour of Middletown, let us know. Guido McNeil's used to be up there at the top of
Yeah,
that
they're closed
stretch.
now,
It's
right?
gone now. They closed. They sold
That'll reopen. You'd be stupid not to.
I think they're reopening something else, or they're already open, but I don't know. So, hey, good luck, Middletown.
Yeah, I hope it reopens as a IHOP. That'd be good.
Yeah, for tonight's podcast, I went with the Brooklyn Brewery glass. I was standing there looking at all my glassware, like, what am I going to use? And I kind of feel like Middletown is maybe the Brooklyn of that Central PA. Maybe not. I think it's a little bit rough and tumble. It's not. I wouldn't say it's the new Brooklyn. It's like the old Brooklyn. Of the boroughs. It wasn't necessarily well respected. Now it's all full of hipsters.
I can't wait for Middletown's version of Public Enemy to come out of it. That'll be great.
Yeah, there you go.
Our version of Williamsburg, Billiesburg, is Lidditz now. I think that's definitely gentrified to death. There we go.
All right. Let's look at Untapped at Galaxy. Galaxy came in at 3.69 with 173 people giving it ratings. So it scores pretty well. That's good.
Yeah, it's high. Now, did they have this on tap, or is this only in cans?
I don't know.
We should have emailed.
Here's one of the interesting things about Tattered Flag right now. I'm seeing their cans popping up everywhere. I'm seeing their tap handles show up at a lot of places, which is really interesting. I've seen their Blue Raider Ale, which is their, I guess, more approachable pale ale. Seen that on tap.
And I believe that's the mascot of the local Middletown High School. I'm pretty sure that is Scott Winters approved. Is the
there you go. Is Scott watching us in real time? I hope so.
No, but he definitely does eventually, and he'll be ecstatic that I mention him.
Yeah, he's a good loyal listener.
Mm-hmm.
So they're showing up a lot of places. They put out some 750 milliliter bottles. We didn't buy those this evening. One was a sour, the other was something else.
I attempted and you shunned, and I was like, okay, pick something else.
Yeah, I just wasn't up for doing that this evening. And it was about like what we were going to pick up. And I went with variety rather than a huge bottle that I just wasn't sure about.
I think you were right to do that too.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's jump into this one and give us a rating here. What do you think?
All right. This one's a little more bitter than I would have thought for a Galaxy. Galaxy's more of a sweeter. I think there might be a little hint too much Citra in here, bringing a little bitterness. I love the look. And again, the mouth feels right on. I'm getting good lacing. I think it's good. I think it is a little grainy still. I'm giving this a 6.5.
Yeah, I think this one, as it's warmed up, has definitely gotten a little grainy. It is a little bit. It's definitely prickly in the hops, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind a sharp Citra IPA. The Galaxy is lost on me. I'm not picking them up. I think it's kind of melded into the Citra, kind of altered it maybe a little bit, but it's not standing out on its own. And if you're going to call it Galaxy, kind of expected a little bit more Galaxy in the nose and in the flavor. Galaxy hops to me are something that does bring on that sweetness, and I expect to pick it up in the nose and also in the finish, and I'm not picking it up in either of those places here. I don't love this one. I like the TMI better. The graininess in the middle is really what I'm having a little bit of trouble with. I'm going to go with this one for a 5.5. Not bad. I'll drink it again. But in the end, it's a little bit forgettable for me.
That's a little low. I didn't think you'd go that low with it.
Yeah. All right. Let's you get to pick. We got 2 left.
All right, hold on. Give me a sec.
Batman Lunchbox wants to know. If you're in the live chat, let us know what you're drinking tonight. I'd love to hear from you.
All right, what's this one with the hop riding a bomb, like Slim Pickens or whatever the fuck?
I don't know what this is. I think we drank this there.
Oh,
Let's
did
not
we?
do that one. Let's do the other one.
Yeah.
Let's do the juice bomb. There's only 2. I should have just told you what I wanted to do. I don't know why I let you.
Yeah, you're in charge. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. I don't give a shit. I'm your little puppet.
Ooh, Sean Fox drinking a sound machine from South County. That's good.
Nice.
That's good. Ooh, we should do that one on here. We should do a South County day.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few who love their pina colada and all that stuff. So I loved it.
I don't know. They're okay. Ooh, Christopher Watt showing back up. DG Double Lustra. Ooh, that's a solid pick. I've not had that, but I hear great things about it. Pretty sure my brother had it and he loved it. Yeah. So here we go. Tattered Flag, Juice Bomb.
Bomb.
Bomb. New England style IPA with
Super Mario Brothers reference.
Plums and apricots.
New England style IPA with plums and apricot, 7.6% alcohol by volume. Boom. Oh, man, you can smell the fruits coming right out of that in a hurry. Woo.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, plum and apricot, who came up with that? Who's like, you know what we should put together? Plum and apricot.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
I mean,
I think
all
it's
brilliant
smart.
ideas are born of stupid ideas, I think is the way, like, I look at that and I go, plum and apricot. Would I put that in a bowl? No.
Yeah, but here's the problem with the label. So it's got plums and apricots in it. Haven't tasted it yet. Then you got berries and cherries. Maybe that's a plum there on the label. Maybe it's got lots of like cherry and berry flavors in here, but Juice Bomb IPA. Bomb. Yeah, there's a Super Mario reference. I just got that. Took a little while. Unsurprisingly, I've been drinking this evening.
By the way, I'm secretly overtaking David Moons on Super Mario Odyssey.
Joshua I thought that was a Scott Pilgrim reference. I wouldn't know. That movie looked like shit.
No, Bob is definitely a Mario reference, and I am using my Clingers mug.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back out, baby. This thing is, I would say, body looks good, cloudy. I smell hops.
The color is great. For those of you playing the IFS podcast bingo, if you had Clingers, you get that square. All right.
Bill, I'm not gonna lie to you. The flavors work, strangely enough.
Wow, I really like that.
This is
I like that a lot.
This is not a drill. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
I hated it. 1 second in, I go, oh, nope. Yep. 3 seconds. Yeah, no, it's good.
Oh, I really like this. Oh, we should have done this first. Oh, man.
We definitely should have done this last.
No. No, because I don't want to be too wiped out for it. This is really good. I went with my Samuel Adams bulbous like IPA glass. I just
I,
really like this glass. I don't think it gets enough respect.
oh, well, so in my Cicerone class that I'm not allowed to say I'm a Cicerone, they actually said that they call that it's regarded as the perfect quote unquote beer
Yeah.
glass.
Okay.
That well, that was it's scientifically proven apparently.
Yeah. 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 This is really
William,
good.
this is I was not expecting this. When I read the label, I go, "Oh God, we're screwed." This is really fucking good.
This is without a doubt my favorite beer of the lot so far. Mm, this this is a hidden little treasure here. I like
Yeah,
this.
I and full disclosure, we came into this going. We came into this going. We don't know what we're gonna get, and this this is good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. I
I hope to see these beers on tap.
I do too. I tell you what, we were looking for just something to do for the podcast tonight. The way we planned this out is basically I text Ed and go, "What the fuck are we doing?" And we kind of throw it together. We were talking about doing Bell's Hop Slam and then throwing.
We had three other options: Bell's Hop Slam, 40s
Yeah.
of Saiyanides or Old English, or just do a power hour live on YouTube.
All three of those we're gonna probably do.
Oh yeah, we're definitely doing all of them, but not tonight.
We're not doing them tonight. I think the power hour should be with the Pride of St. Mary's. Straub.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a power hour, a 6-pack of Straub. I think Straub deserves a full hour. I love that beer.
I actually have saved to my Vimeo an 80s and a 90s power hour where you actually watch videos and they cut and you drink every time the videos cut to a new video.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Do you know how drunk I've gotten to those fucking videos? Because the worst is you're like, ooh, the 80s. And you're like, oh, thank God it's over. And you're like, but wait, we can still do the 90s. And then 20 videos and you're like, I'm going to bed. I'm out.
Oh, that's brilliant. All right. So this seems like a good time to throw this in here. We're down to just a few viewers, so I don't think Easy's watching. He probably won't even check this later. Super Bowl is Sunday. We're gonna give this real quick some of our attention. I want to say a couple of things. One, I'm rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles. That pains me to say that, but I just can't root for New England. I can't hope for them to win. That being said, I do want to say this. If Bill Belichick was my coach, I would probably be really, really happy with the man. The one thing that does drive me crazy is the way he dresses, like with the cutoffs. But I kind of get it. The guy is so disappointed with how the league runs itself and the lack of professionalism with it. Like he decides to go the other way. So like he wants to wear a suit. The league says, no, you have to wear our official license, material. So he ends up destroying, the cutoffs, for the hoodies. I kind of respect that. That being said, I can never ever root for New England. I'm gonna give a prediction. I'm not gonna predict the score. I'm gonna the spread is 4.5. I do think that the Eagles cover.
Over under is 48.
Ooh. I'm going under. Eagles cover and under. I would parlay that if I was a betting man and if betting was legal.
If the Jacksonville game gave any indication, it's that a good defense can slow them down. I am rooting for the Eagles. As an Atlanta fan, Philadelphia teams are my fallback because, hey, they're the local team, not this team that's 42 hours away in a different time zone in the second half of the state. But at the same time, I mean, I'm not rooting. It would be amazing if Tom Brady and Bill Belichick get their sixth ring and they've only been together for like one run. And other teams are like, hey, it took us 40 years to get 6 rings. And you're like, oh my God, no, that's not the standard anymore. But at the same time, I think the Eagles defense is very, very good. I think they will slow down the Patriots enough that they will have a shot. That said, I think the Patriots will find a way to win like 21-19. It'll be like low scoring, weird bullshit. I mean, it would take a horseshoe up the ass for the Eagles to figure out a way, because you know that Bill Belichick's looking at the Eagles and going, this quarterback. He's like, I got this. It'll be very strange. But no, that's my prediction, and I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun for everybody.
Yeah. I had someone ask me what would be my ideal way that this game would go. I can tell you that in past years when the Patriots were in it, I spent the whole time hoping for a Chemo von Oelhoffen moment where like how Chemo von Oelhoffen went into Carson Palmer's knee right at the beginning of the game and just destroyed it. And really, I don't think Carson Palmer was necessarily exactly the same after that. I was kind of always hoping for that with Tom Brady. Just rip his knee off. I don't give a shit. I don't want that this time.
Well, one is witch doctor boyfriend come in and be like,
rub an avocado on it.
And he'll be like, yeah, no, if you do this with kale, we can do this. And he goes running back out on the field and his knee just runs off without him.
No PEDs, though. None of those. It's like kale and,
I love how I love how ADD meds are considered PEDs, which is true. They very well should be. But at the same time, people are like, steroids. And I'm like, it's not always steroids. Trust me. I was on Dexedrine for 2 years and literally could have lifted a car over my head at times. It's amazing.
The other thing is that amphetamines. I mean, this is a long game. You can't tell me that these guys aren't hitting the greenies in the second half because all that adrenaline has got to be spent after halftime.
Oh yeah, 100%. And especially if you think, we got this, whatever. Well, we're gonna see. I mean, if Pink wears them out with Justin Timberlake, do you think Pink's going over 2 minutes? What do you think? You think?
Yes.
Do you think she says go Eagles?
No, isn't she a Minnesota fan?
No, she's from Philly.
Is she from Philly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she says it. Yeah.
Do you think Justin Timberlake mentions Janet Jackson in the
but I think he mentions Prince, who is from Minnesota.
Who he shit all over?
Yeah, he's still got to do respect.
All right. I think he should do Control by Janet Jackson. I think that'd be the ultimate troll. I'm in control. That would be hilarious.
Not Rhythm Nation?
No, that was when she was fat.
Ooh.
That was like 89.
Ooh. All right. So, ideal scenario, how this game ends. I want the Patriots to get screwed on a call. That's ideally what I want. I want the referees to get it downright wrong, for it not to be reviewable, and for the Patriots for them to lose, for them to lose the game on a referee screw up. That would be ideal. So there you go.
I don't even know what scenario that would come down to. Maybe Chris Hogan in the end zone, like where, and the ball's sticking out. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how it works out. But the there's this, I guess, thing going around about how the Patriots, are always helped by the referees. I perpetuate this because I think it's funny. I just like to see the shoe on the other foot. There you go.
I think the laziest trope in all of bad sports fandom is, oh, it's fixed. The league wants the Patriots to win. Oh, you mean the team that sued them?
To cover.
Are you get the fuck out of here? That bullshit. No, the team that sued them. No, the reason why the league's fixed is no. That's why the Steelers and Cowboys aren't every Super Bowl every 3 years. The Cowboys haven't been in the fucking playoffs. Well, they've been in the playoffs, but they haven't even sniffed a Super Bowl since what, the 90s? Like, seriously, if the league was fixed, they would find a way to put the Cowboys in the Super Bowl every year and the Steelers every other year. Just get over yourselves, you dummies. Just because the game didn't go the way you wanted doesn't mean it's fixed.
The league's fixed. All right.
Oh God, I hate your guts.
No, the league's fixed not in that way. The league's fixed because I've seen too many backdoor covers.
Sports parody. That's exactly what you're supposed to get.
Backdoor covers. All right. The league's not fixed in order to say this is the team we want. The league's fixed in just the money, the lines. They just get them too close. It's just bullshit.
Oh dear Lord.
Anyway,
you think they've been doing it for years?
They have been. Look, it doesn't matter. Sports don't matter. That's the great thing. Here's what drives me nuts. I'm going to get on my. I'm going to give you a number on this one, but
oh Jesus.
Here's my problem with sports right now: is that people think it matters, and it doesn't. This whole concept of got to get it right, got to have review. Why would I care about any of that shit? I want to see it go wrong.
Human element is what makes sports great.
Yeah,
actually.
I want to see people get it wrong. I want to be able to stand there in judgment of them. I want to be able to say, that guy fucked up. Look at that idiot. That's what makes sports great. Making me feel superior to millionaires who are playing a game. All right. That being said, this is the superior beer of the evening. That's not it. It's this one. It's the Juice Bomb.
Jackass.
It's the Juice Bomb.
This is why we do this.
The apricots and the plums really do work well together.
I literally looked at this and I go, "Oh, that'll never work."
Oh, oops. See, I thought it would work. I
thought that was just. I said it in front of other people and they go, "Ooh, nope," but it does. It works.
Yeah, this is the best one of the evening. It's got a nice mouthfeel. It's creamy. Mm-hmm. It's velvety. The nose could be a little bit more pronounced.
I think the plum makes some of the carbonation a little more bitey than it could be, like an apple juicy a little bit, like a shaken up. But no, but it's it's good, man.
That is really fruity and really nice. I'm gonna give this one an 8.5.
Ooh,
yeah, this is really good.
Oh man,
this is the one you want, folks. Juice Bomb.
I'm under the gun now.
Sorry, Juice Bomb. I don't think I said it right more than once on here. So there you go. 8.5. Where are you at?
I didn't want these flavors to congregate together and make such a good thing. I'm not going as high as you. I'm gonna go 7.5 on this. I think it's really, really, really good. And everyone should try it. It's extremely good. Wait, no, I'm gonna go 8. Sorry, I'm stupid. It's really good.
Yeah.
We've put a sock in our mouths all night with these beers, and it's unbelievable to me. It's great.
Yeah. Dave said to us, quote, "We are now focusing on getting our water chemistry in line and making some more true to style beers. I'll tell you what, make this beer, Dave. Make this one. This is a good beer. I really like it. Man.
I'd say TMI too.
Yeah, he said we're working hard to turn things around. I turn them around right into this. This is a good beer. This is good. Make more of this, and you know what? Just dial in that TMI a little bit more, and you got 2 hits. That'd be really huge. All right. Speaking of water chemistry, let's go to our last beer, and then I've got some thoughts about water chemistry and another beer we drank earlier this week. All right, I'm gonna finish this one because I gotta clear some glass space.
Wait, what's our next beer? Because I don't know if I have it.
Oh,
all right, I do have that.
There we go. Got it. This one is, what's the name of it? Ho Double IPA.
Oh yeah. All right.
All right. So speaking of water chemistry, we had a Northeast style IPA from 0 Day earlier this week. That was all the cloud names were taken. And you and I drank it, and we were both convinced that there was lactose in it, right? I mean, or something else that was.
I was under that impression, but I was wrong.
We were wrong.
I really thought Hannah said that, and I mistakenly told you that, and put your brain in that.
And it tasted like it to me. It had that creaminess to it.
It definitely had a creaminess to it that you would definitely say, "Hey, oh,"
and I was
either that or the oats were up.
Yeah, and I was talking to Hannah, and she said no. They just really worked to adjust their water chemistry. They really worked to add some calcium and other really hardening elements to their water. So they harden the water up, and Harrisburg water is already very hard. They make it even harder,
which is notoriously good for certain types of beer.
Yeah, and you know what? That was a pretty good beer. It was a pretty good beer. So if you're looking for another Northeast style IPA, 0 Day in Middletown, not bad. All right,
0 Days in Midtown, not Middletown, by the way. Midtown Harrisburg.
Yeah, whatever. Nice head on this one.
Yeah, no, it looks good. It's bulbous. I like that. Pours well. I actually have clean glasses tonight. I like that. All right.
So let's just jump in here.
Ooh. I don't like the smell.
Mm.
Now, I will say this. It tastes a little better than it did on tap. I'm assuming this is the beer we had on tap.
We did not have this on tap, I don't think.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. I thought this was
No, we did not have this beer.
Oh, okay. Never mind. This one has like a candy-like flavor to it.
I'm still trying to pick it up.
Like, I'm not getting hops out of it. All I get is like a caramel sweetness.
Yeah, this one's pretty sweet. This is a West Coast IPA with Magnum, Citra, and Simcoe.
Just as a side by side. There's your IPAs. The one that I liked and the one that I'm about to not like.
Yeah, I mean, they're calling it West Coast IPA, but frankly, this is not bitter enough to be a West Coast IPA.
Well, and I think Simcoe is supposed to be in this.
Yeah.
Simcoe should overbear any flavor in your beer, and this just does not have it. This is like a just doesn't have it. It needs more backbone to it a little bit. This tastes a little creamy and weird.
It is a little creamy. It's very sweet. It's not bitter enough. The IPA, when I think of West Coast IPA, I want it to be piney and dank and and bitter. I want it to be aggressive, and this is not aggressive.
Yeah,
This
this
is easy
definitely
drinking.
it definitely doesn't have that. It just has this weird marshmallowy taste to me. I don't know. Maybe it's the yeast, maybe it's the grains, but I don't get West Coast IPA out of this. I don't
I'll,
get Green Flash out of this. I don't get, you know, any of those others.
Here's what I'll say: I'm not getting any off flavors out of it. It's not. It, it's not. It's not. It's not improperly brewed. I just don't think it's true to style. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that could just be a miscalculation in hops.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't taste bad. I'm not saying that. It just isn't what I. The color is West Coast.
Yes.
Maybe a tinge darker, but you definitely don't get that West Coast hop signature out of it.
Yeah, I want to see if you're gonna give me West Coast, I want something that's more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
God, Trip just jumped in. Billy just tuned in. Now the first 5 words I hear you say dank. Welcome, Trip. I'm sure that made your evening. I don't know. This one, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not. There's no off flavors. There's no problems with it. It's also not interesting, and that's not going to be good enough to really make me excited about this one. No.
It's not an entirely bad thing to say about a beer, though.
Yeah. Let's see. This one's clocking it at what?
I'm gonna guess 6.
No, you're gonna be blown away by this.
Oh, tell me it's 8.5.
It's 10 1/4.
Oh,
holy shit!
Fuck.
Now that's changing my opinion of this beer a lot.
Oh, here we go.
Because you know what? Wow. There's no acidity here. There's no astringency. I mean,
well, here's the thing. That means the alcohol is evening out the hops.
Yeah, the alcohol is eating the hops.
Like a 120 or something like that. Yeah. Like where you're like, I don't taste hops, but I don't give a shit.
You know what? This makes me even this to me is a branding problem, not a brewed problem. This is an Imperial IPA. Sell it as that. And now I my expectations are properly set. And now I'm drinking this. This is what I'm judging it on. It's not West Coast. It's an Imperial IPA.
It really does change your mindset on a beer, doesn't it? When you go, oh, this is a double Imperial IPA. And then you go, oh, well, this makes sense.
Yeah. This makes total sense. I think much more highly of this beer. I was standing there going, wow, it's I like it. It's good. It's a little bit sweet. It's got a lot going on, but it's not necessary. It's just not West Coast. It's not piney. It's not dank. It's not bitter. Oh, right. It's not a West Coast beer. This is an Imperial IPA. It's 10 1/4%. You know what? They hid all the alcohol in there. I'm not picking it up. This is good. Ooh. And it's not that cold for me. So this is really working. Yeah, I feel good about this one.
Yeah, no, Bill, I think we've completely done a 180 on Tattered Flag today. I hate to say it.
I don't hate to say it. I'll be honest.
Not hate. That was a poor choice of words. I'm just saying we were loaded for bear, and then these are good beers.
Yeah. I agree. I think this is okay. So I'm gonna read
the one we had on tap at the brewery was not good.
Not good.
I'm gonna say that. It's the first time I ever took a beer back and said, "Hey, give me a White Russian." No problem. But these beers that we had tonight, new brewer can't. These are really damn good, and I hope to see more of this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Uh I'll tell you what. If you rate this beer as just an Imperial IPA, forget about the fact that they label it as the West Coast, which is a mistake. Um, I think this beer hits a lot of points. This beer is well constructed. It hides the alcohol incredibly well. Um, the hops are muted, but they would be at 10.25%. It's a little sweet, but you got to have a lot of sugars to get the alcohol that high. Uh, I'm gonna give this one. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one an 8.
I'm right there with you. The caramelly goodness in this is definitely the alcohol. Mixing with the hops, I love it. I'm going with 8.
I'll tell you what. As a West Coast IPA, this is a 4. As an Imperial IPA, and once you realize it's 10.25, it's an 8. Tattered Flags, Dave, rebrand this beer. All right.
You are 100% correct, and I back Billy's statement on that 100%. This is absolutely just a double IPA, and just get it out the door. People will love it.
All right. So, well, let's rank them. Number 1 is still for me, Juice Bomb. Number 2 was the high opening or high altitude high opening. Hey ho. Then the TMI, and finally, the Galaxy. This one didn't really quite work for me. So,
Right.
Out of the 4, 3 of them I really liked.
I'm going to go Babam, number 1. TMI, number 2. I do like that. This one, whatever we're calling the
Ha-ho,
number 3. Now, not to say that is behind this. I think the TMI now is very good, but the Ha-ho is definitely a different audience, and I think that they should market it as that, like the higher alcohol crew, and they should just say, "Hey, it's a double IPA, great." Now, the Galaxy definitely could use a little tweaking. It has a little too much bitterness to it. I know what Galaxy hops tastes like, but still, this is not a bad 4th. It's just it had to come in other than the other ones.
For me, it was a distant 4th. All right.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a distant 4th. Yep. The 2 that stood out for me really were the Juicy Bomb and the Ha-ho. The TMI, I think it needs a little work and can be really brought up. I think it's on its way. We'll put it.
I rated that based on the TMI that we had a year and a half ago, or a year ago. That beer right now, as it is fantastic. And you should definitely have people come in and go, "Oh, I want the TMI." That's the beer you want people to get on your ground floor with.
Yeah. So if you want to visit Tattered Flag, it's in Middletown, Pennsylvania. You can check out their website. We'll put a link to it in the show notes. It's Tattered Flag BSW, as in Tattered Flag Brewery and Stillworks.com. And check them out. If you do visit, let them know that you heard about it here on the IFS podcast. We are recording a regular show next week. We have Shane Lohman from Steel City craft beer. He's a distributor out of Pittsburgh coming on the show. We're going to be recording that, editing. So no live show next week.
That should be a lot of fun. He sounds like a good guy.
Yeah, he's been on a couple podcasts. He went on the Drinking Partners podcast out there in Pittsburgh, which I love. If you're looking for a podcast to listen to, Drinking Partners. Really, really good stuff. And it's not a perspective that we see or hear a lot in craft beer. Two really great guys. Check it out, Drinking Partners. Yeah, we got Shane coming on, and then hopefully at the end of the month we're going to be having on My Beer Buzz. My Beer Buzz is one of my favorite Twitter accounts. It's a great website.
That's a good get.
Yeah. Yeah.
How'd you do that?
All right. So now now that we're plugging, we're going to plug some other stuff.
Oh, by the way, I was asked how we did not get a tattered flag sticker.
Yeah, I know. I screwed up. Dave, if you're watching this, maybe a tattered flag sticker, toss one in the mail, or let me know and I'll swing by and pick one up. We'll get you on the board. If you're looking to get a sticker on the board, hit us up in the DMs so you can reach me at Bearcat on Beer or at Ed Grohl.
Yo, slide into my DMs, please.
Yeah. Hey, Chris Watt says Shay's doing a great thing for craft beer in Pittsburgh. That's what I hear. That's why we're having him on. To everyone that showed up in the chat, thank you. If you like the show, share it with other like-minded people. Look, this is free entertainment. Didn't cost you anything. How can you repay us? Tell other people about it. That'd be awfully cool of you. Do that.
Like, share, and subscribe.
That's right. And then finally, if you have an idea for the show, or if you want to share beer with us, we would love to have your beer. Send us beer and we will drink it on the show. Until then, good night.
Thank you, everyone. I love you, and good night.
All right, I'm going to hit stop.